Hey guys, what up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are a first time here, I am a mom of 2 little kids and I love making videos about just motherhood and daily life with them. For reference, my son is 19 months old. His name is Hudson, and my daughter Lainey is almost 6 months old. So if you did the math, they are very close in age. My daughter Lainey's due date was actually exactly 14 months after my son was born, but she came a week and a half early. So they are almost 14 months apart. So that leaves me with the blessing of 2 under 2. So today I would love to give my top must-have products if you have 2 under 2. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I watched a couple of these videos. I watched Melina Ciciotti's in particular because I really like her and her content about being a mom, being a young mom, all of that. And I thought I should share mine. After being a mom of 2 under 2 for almost 6 months now, we're starting to get more into that routine of the things that we really like, the things that we don't like. And a lot of them are things I would use even if my kids weren't under 2, but these 6 products I'm going to share today are things that I see as essential for having 2 so close together. So if you have had a toddler before, my son was, like I said, not even 14 months old when my daughter was born. So he was not quite walking. He was close, but not all the time walking. He wasn't fully saying a lot of words yet. Like there was a lot of development that hadn't happened yet because he was still a baby himself. And so I'm going to share those things that really helped us near the beginning, as well as right now we're kind of a little bit more in that routine, more of settled into what that looks like, that my son is almost 20 months old and my daughter almost 6 months old. So let's hop right into it. The first product that I see as essential for 2 under 2 is a double stroller. Now we have the Mockingbird stroller. I love it. And there is a stroller that Mockingbird sells that's called the single to double stroller. Now I will add pictures on the screen of these products since I'm not going to bring my whole stroller in my room and show it to you awkwardly. It's called the single to double stroller. Now you can buy that and it's just your good old single, and then as soon as you have a second, they just sell like a double attachment, I think they call it. And with that, it makes your single stroller into a double stroller very easily. You can have both of the kiddos facing like one way, or you can have like baby up facing you and the toddler facing out. It's great. It works awesome. It folds up nicely. Any like SUV or anything, like it's gonna still fit in there with other space. The Mockingbird stroller in general has like a huge undercarriage, so you can fit a diaper bag in there plus other things. It works so well. We've gone on many walks, going into the mall, just with having both kids in there. It's very nice, especially because, as I mentioned earlier, Hudson was not quite walking. So it was either carry both or stroll both, and I would way rather stroll both. The second is a diaper bag. Now, if you have 12 kids, if you have 1 kid, you're most likely going to have a diaper bag, but specifically a big diaper bag. When we had my son and we're picking out diaper bags, it was like, okay, we know we're gonna have more than 1 kid. We know we want the first 2 close together. Like, let's get one that's going to adapt and not just be big enough for 1 kid stuff, but is going to be big enough for all those seasons to come. I love the Font Design diaper bag. It is quite big. They have the mini version, but the regular size, the original, is really large and it fits a lot of stuff. It has a ton of pouches on the inside and the outside, making it easy to store wipes, 2 sets of diapers, all of these things, 2 sets of clothes to change into. My daughter specifically loves having blowouts, like weekly blowouts. And so having those 2 changes of clothes, 2 sets of diapers, you'd only need 1 pack of wipes, but just the things, especially boy versus girl, like some things are going to be different. And a big diaper bag is one of those things that you just need. The next one goes back to how little my son was when my daughter was born. And this is, you need a place for your baby to sleep that is out of reach of the toddler. Most times babies, right, when they're like super itty bitty and they're newborns, aren't sleeping in their crib right away. They're more sleeping in bassinets. But here's the deal. Babies sleep a lot in the newborn phase, and with another kid, it's not always feasible to like transfer them into the crib because things might be loud. You might have to like, you got to keep watch on the toddler. So they do a lot more like contact naps, and Lainey did a lot more naps like in our living room and all those things. And even just if you need to change your toddler's diaper and your spouse is not home, you need a place for that baby to go for the toddler. And my son, being just very energetic, and he's wonderful, but he has a lot of energy, and he loved touching Lainey. He was obsessed with her, but didn't know how to appropriately do that because he's still so little. And so I love the Snuggle Me that you can put up on things, but my son can crawl on the couch. And so having the Snuggle Me in like our Moses basket was awesome. And the Moses basket was like on a stand, and so that he could like rock the Moses basket, but he couldn't get in the Moses basket or even reach in enough to like touch her. So that was a really great thing. That might look a little bit different for you, but I loved having that as an option of somewhere I can lay Lainey if I need to go to the bathroom or something, to where I know Hudson can't get at her. Baby swings, all of that are great, and we use them too, but having a place specifically where baby can go where they're out of reach of the toddler, especially in those earlier months. Hudson has ended the slapping phase. He loved hugging her and then ending it with a little slap at the end. He's out of that. He's now in the I can pick her up on my own and I want to hug her phase, but he doesn't know how to like nicely scoop. He does a nice little grab at the clothes and pull. And so even to this day, like, we need a place to put her where Hudson can't have access when we are not able to watch for like a minute to run to the bathroom. The next one is a good old place for your toddler to go when you are feeding the baby. With having 2 under 2, again, your toddler or older child who's still kind of a baby, they don't fully understand like, hey, I gotta feed your sister, I got a nurse, can you give me 10 minutes? They don't have that logic yet, and so they need a place that they can go and like some distractions. If Hudson was older, I would love to do like a bin that comes out with some toys that are only for when I'm feeding, but he doesn't fully understand that yet, and he's very much like an active kid, and so to tell him to sit down in one place with one basket of toys for 10 minutes isn't necessarily always going to work. But 2 things that we have found that have worked really well, but I'm kind of clumping into one, is the learning tower. I've talked about this many times on either my Instagram, my YouTube, because this goes right up to the counter, and this doesn't like keep him there, but especially at the beginning, like he loves it. He loves having snacks up there. And so if I'm like feeding Lainey, I love to be able to like give him a snack, give him his like little cup of water, some juice, something like that to keep him distracted and busy while I'm feeding. Especially at the beginning, you are feeding your baby like 24/7, like that's what it feels like. And again, your older child doesn't fully comprehend that. And so having a place for your toddler to go is great. The learning tower is awesome. He can get up there on his own. He can get down on his own. Getting down on your own is a win-win. Like there's pros and there's cons. But recently we got a booster seat. That is amazing. We will now do snacks and stuff in there. So like if it's lunchtime and I'm feeding, I can get Hudson his food, his snack, whatever, strap him in his booster seat, and our kitchen and our living room where I feed is an open concept with our kitchen. So I can put him in the chair, put him in the booster seat, strap him in. He has no way to be able to get out, and we are still only like a few feet away from each other. So it still feels like he's like involved with Lainey and I while we're feeding, but he's strapped in, but he's present with his snack and he's busy with that. So it gives him a place to be while you're busy with the baby, if that's feeding, if that's changing a diaper, whatever. And that's really nice. Again, learning tower is great because they can get up on their own, but they can also get down on their own. Booster seat is great because they can't get up on their own, but you can strap them in. So that is awesome. The next one is a sound machine. Now, sound machine is probably something you're going to buy either way if you have two under two or not, but this is a little bit self-explanatory. My toddler is loud. We have a smaller home with thin floors, and so if he's running down the hallway in my daughter's room, like he's running outside of her room screaming, a sound machine is great to keep noise away. You can just click it up a couple more notches before she takes a nap, and it's a little bit louder, and she'll grow up getting used to that sound. But at those beginning times, those naps are crucial, and so having that sound machine is great to tune out some of the noise. And the last one is one that I have not yet utilized, but I see the benefits and I want the benefits, and that is a sling or a carrier. Now, little backstory, I had a wrap for my son and he was just always a bigger kid. It was just awkward. I ended up selling it. I didn't love it. It was the Solly Baby. Great reviews, so soft, but anytime I went to use it, it was just clunky and I had to watch the video because I didn't do it often enough to like know how to use it. So I ended up selling it, but we have like the heavy duty like hiking type thing that we would carry him in if we went on walks or things like that and didn't use the stroller. And we are moving, and so I already have it packed away. But just this week, I was like, it'd be really nice to use some type of carrier. My daughter was sick and got double ear infection and is now teething and is wanting to be upright and held more. This is great if your toddler's running around and you need your toddler not to like be on top of your baby, hold the baby while you cook dinner or something like that. Like, it gives you the ability to still hold the baby while having both your hands. My daughter, being almost 6 months, is at that point, like, I can hold her on my hip, but every once in a while she still pulls the whole like card with her head, and you're like, and yeah. So what's great is I put the learning tower up against the counter so my son can be in a safe place to like help me cook. My daughter could hypothetically be in the sling while I'm cooking dinner, you know? You could still be hands-free, two hands in the kitchen, but your son's occupied with a snack and some helping you, and daughter is carried. So that's something I haven't used, but I've seen the benefits, I've heard the benefits, and I want them. So I need to break out that carrier or maybe find a wrap or a sling. I like, what's nice about the thicker one that we have though is I can do it by myself. Some of the wraps and stuff are like just a little bit harder, but that is all. Those are my 6 must-haves if you have 2 kids under 2 years old. If you do, it is a blessing, and I remind myself daily that when days are hard, things will be hard. You have 2 babies at the same time, but children are a blessing. They are a reward, and it is just a season. Soon they're gonna be grown up, they're gonna be little besties playing. For now, it is hard, and I am here to help you in that. These are products that will help make your life a little bit smoother until your littlest one is a little bit older, and then they'll be playing together and it'll be amazing. And so thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below which products of these, if you have kids, that you love, or other ones that you also use and that are effective, because I am learning here too. So have a great one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.